Alright, we made it up here to Rockport Reservoir. First trip of the year. I think it just calved probably within the last week or so. Reports are 5 to 6 inches, and the perch bite being really hot and trout in a little bit more shallow, so we're gonna rip it for the first time. Hopefully hook on a school of perch and just keep hammering that over and over. Maybe get a couple trout on the way. So it's pretty cold. It's like 8 degrees, cloudy, wind chill, so ice should be pretty good. And let's see what we can rip. I just look pretty good and strong here. Let's see. Good ice, safe ice, fish on. All right, we finally got the hole figured out, setup dialed in, and we got our first perchie of the day. Nice tiny little guy. There's a big school of them down there. Can't see that, but oh, we got him. Drag was too loose, didn't even feel him. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them down there now. This is gonna be a 30-40 perch day. So we're sitting in 40 feet of water on the highway side. Tried a lot shallower, 20, 15, didn't mark anything, kept moving on a little bit. Set up in 40, I had to dial in the sonar a little bit, but found a little school of perchie down there. We're just dropping this, it's a little jacked up from the bite right now, but little tungsten jig with a white maki, and then we're gonna throw some waxies on there now that we're set up. So sun's coming out, pretty nice day, fairly cold. Should start hammering them. Let's go. Alright, so we're just dropping it down a couple feet over their head. They're coming 3-4 feet off the bottom. Once they come up for it, just a little jig and lift. See the little tip of the rod bend, and then you just set the hook. There he is. Showing up here. Drop it down. A quick wiggle. There we go. It's weird, they don't really show up, and then you jiggle it around or raise it up, and then you catch one, and then there's like 25 that show up. Got the rod dialed back in. There's another perch. Little guy. Alright, so it's really not too cold outside. The wind chill is pretty bad, and line and rod kept freezing, so when you got the tent, might as well use it. So we're back in the shack here, same spot, and a little warmer now. We're gonna start trying to hit them back to back to back and start cranking through some perch. So let's go get some bigger ones. And up for it. Smacked it. This one feels a little bit better. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Nothing too crazy, but that's a somewhat decent perch. Biggest one so far. There we go. Bite is hot. The problem I get when I come out here 40, 50, it's a lot harder to find some trout, so you're pretty much perch fishing. If you're going for trout, you probably want to go a bit shallower, maybe somewhere 20 feet or around there. That's a nice one. A little bit nicer. Definitely a nice school. Every second you get down there, they just fly up for it pretty much right away. Struggles getting up and down. Trying to get some bigger ones too. Decent sized perch. Looks like a male. Doesn't have the big egg sac down at the bottom. Hold on to him for a minute. Let's go. I feel like they're getting bigger. This is probably the 8th one in maybe 45 minutes or so, dealing with all the setup and all that. So should be a really good day out here. 40 feet of water. I usually find most success when I come here 40 to 50 feet, somewhere in that range. That's another little perchy though. Alright, so I've been here for probably close to an hour and a half or so. Caught probably a little over a dozen down right now and got about 3 keepers. So a little picky on what I'm keeping just because it's a pain to kind of fillet them sometimes, but I expect this to probably be a 30 or 40 perch day. It takes me just as long to drop the bait down. It takes longer to drop the bait down than it does to actually catch one once you're down there. It's probably 10 seconds until they bite. So we're going to keep going, see if we can probably usually aim for somewhere between 10 to 20 perch, depending on how much we're looking to eat. I know a lot of other people keep a lot more, but, you know, just looking for a little snack, so we'll see. Alright, so we're dropping down nice and slow. You'll see here once we hit about 5-6 feet above, they'll start popping out, and here they come. Just kind of sit there for a second, give it a couple jigs. Wait for a little dip in the rod. Oh. Just kind of like a little tap feeling there. Just put it right above it. A couple light jigs. They don't need much. You more or less just kind of let it sit there. See that little dip and they're on. It's a long retrieve to the top. A lot of tiny little guys like this. Little 7-8 inch little minnows. We let them go and hope for bigger ones. Get over that thick line. 4 or 5 feet up above them. Wait for them to pop up. There they come. Do a little jig. Wait for that tap. There's a fish. Go. Now this one's a touch bigger, but some people might keep them. Perch are very hard to fillet. They're slimy and little fillets, so I tend to, if they're not pretty big, just let them go, and then sometimes you gotta give them a little push down. Alright, so we got about 10 perch that are keepers so far, probably 20-25 fish on the line so far. Again, haven't been using mealworms or anything, just the maki and the little tungsten jig, so they're that frisky right now. Usually I have mealworms right now, just don't need them, usually use them, but they love them. Just not necessary right now. The bite is hot up here, so ice is safe, 5-6 inches it looks like, and really nice solid clear ice, so Rockport's hot. Here comes some slow chasers. See if they'll come up a little further for it. There we go. That little tap is the bite. Here comes Perchy. Alright, so that's what we're going for. That's a nice perch. Probably, doesn't feel like a female. I'm not sure. Someone can tell me how to identify it a little bit better, but that's a good 10-inch perch. Really good size. He's putting on a show for you with that fin right now. Well, that's what we're looking for in a keeper. Alright, this is the last time I'll do this commentary because it does get a little repetitive, but you can see me here, 4 or 5 feet. You kind of just almost sit there. They'll all pop up and chase you. Just wait for them to hit you and then give a little jig or two. They don't take it right away, bring them up. And you just wait for that tap. So what I'm looking for on this one, you can see how fat and puffy her belly is. If you were to keep her, whoops, that's just like a little pregnant female. So if you were to fillet that one, you just get a ton of eggs and maybe a tiny strip of meat. So don't like keeping those unless they're really good size. Look at that little schoolworm down there. That's a lot of perch. Alright, so bite died down and only got about 2 in the last 45 minutes. It's like 11 o'clock. And I got this chunk of your mama. She popped on there, so probably try to see if we can get a couple bit more, but decent amount of perch so far. We're gonna cook up some nuggets later that we'll show you, and we'll see what happens. Alright folks, that's it. We're calling it a day up here at Rockport. Fished for about 3.5 hours or so. Caught about 40 perch. Didn't see any trout out there in 40 feet of water, so, but the bite is hot. Here, I'll let you know the ice is safe. And it was a great day out here. Hope we'll see you all up here soon. Enjoy.